I got my bright red 1992 Mustang GT when I was 16. I always knew I would get a driver's license, but I never in a million years thought I'd have my own car as a teenager. I couldn't believe it was mine. The entire first week I had it, I kept getting up in the middle of the night just to make sure it was still in the garage. That Mustang quickly became much more than just a car. It represented responsibility and freedom. It was a way to go further from home than I'd ever been before, and a way to get back home when I was done exploring. It was my escape when the stresses of being 16 got to be too much. It was power at my fingertips when I felt powerless. Control when life felt out of control. I spent hours cruising the back roads, windows down, music blasting out of the speakers. I worked after school and during the summer to pay for mods. Late nights in the garage and busted knuckles were the tuition for learning how to fix the factory-installed Fox body flaws. This car was my textbook for studying how suspension worked and how to build a Mustang into a corner carver. I knew exactly what I wanted my 1992 GT to be. A race car. Purpose-built, not just a pony car, a thoroughbred. But as you can see, it had leather seats, a sunroof, and only 2 pedals under the dash. My future race car was a fully loaded automatic, as heavy as a Fox body could get, and the slowest V8 they made in 1992. But those drawbacks didn't matter, because I never got to race the car when I was younger. I went away to college and started a career in a city where I didn't need a car, so my Mustang sat for years. When I finally moved back, the GT needed a lot of love. The AOD had eaten up overdrive, every rubber bushing on the car was cracked and brittle, the exhaust was rusty, and the interior was musty and moldy from the leaking sunroof. By now, I had started autocrossing my 2000 GT, and I wanted to finally fulfill my dream of racing my Fox body. I did a T5 swap, added Cobra brakes, fixed the crumbling bushings, swapped in a new carpet, put on some 18-inch rims, and autocrossed the car during the 2016 season. It helped me finish second overall in the Cam Packs class. But as the Cam competition got tougher, I wanted to build an IRS car, and I didn't want to tear into a one-owner 65,000-mile Fox body to do it. So I built the Mustang ST and essentially put my 1992 GT out to pasture. No longer a racehorse, just a car to drive whenever I need to feel like I'm 16 again. But I always felt like there was some unfinished business with this car. When I started looking for a new project, I realized I already had one sitting in the driveway. It's time to finish what I started nearly 30 years ago. The plan for my cherished 1992 GT is based on how most of the Fox body drivers I meet feel about attacking the cones in their cars. How can I make my horse better on course without cutting it up or destroying its sentimental or monetary value? This series is all about showing some love to a solid rear axle autocross Mustang with mods that can be removed without leaving major scars. I'll start by going over all the upgrades the car already has. Then I'll focus on budget-friendly ways to get closer to the 3,000-pound Cam-T minimum weight. After that, I'll install some suspension mods to make my Fox body more nimble. And then I'll find the right tires to maximize grip without having to roll, cut, or flare the fenders. In the end, the car will get back out on an autocross course in 2020 to find out for sure if the parts work as advertised. And we'll also find out if I still know how to drive a solid rear axle Mustang. This is my 1992 Mustang GT Cam-T autocross build, a project I'm calling ThoroughbRED.